The Joker is wild. Batman is riled. This is, of course, Adam West Batman, the 66 classic show. I love it. It is I guess it's my fourth favorite show of all time if we're actually counting my number of shows. And we're going bats over it today because we're going to be talking about the banter, the action, the tech, and the schemes that we have in this awesome episode. All right. This one is really, really fun. So let's talk about some of the great banter here. The Joker is playing baseball. He's pitching, and then a ball gets thrown to him. And when he pitches the ball, when the guy bats it, it explodes. And then Joker goes out through like a jack-in-the-box spring, and they're like, "Oh my God, he sprung himself!" Look, that was too obvious. You could do better, show. Come on. There's Batman saying, of course, that there's the universal music is the universal language. There's always good lessons in Batman. Music is the universal language. Everyone likes Taylor Swift except for me. So there you go. Everyone likes music. There's a great part here where I'm not sure if I didn't know where to put this under banter, if I should have put it under a different category, but there's a great part where Batman is driving over to the museum there, and he parks, and there's a no parking sign, and then the guy's like, it's okay, it's fine, Batman. So I guess that may be part of the scheming. Joker is pulling off a heist where there's a no parking sign. I guess, I don't know. That Robin does say holy stuffing, so that's good. There's a great Commissioner Gordon line where he says, they're talking about Bruce Wayne, and it's like, oh, Bruce Wayne, they're kind of like poking fun of him. And it's like, well, all of Bruce Wayne's money couldn't buy us another Batman. Commissioner Gordon is the best line deliverer. He's so like earnest with everything that he says and does. It's like Batman. It's like, oh, it's a dire day, and this kind of stuff. It's so great. Robin does say holy ravioli. So that's another one. There's an absolutely hilarious gag where they keep going back, and I'm not going to do the entire thing, but they figure out that Joker is going to be, I'll get to the schemes part at the end. Joker's going to be hitting up the Pagliacci opera performance, and they cut to this bar, this kind of riffraff bar, and in the bar they're watching Pagliacci. Like, would that really be what they were watching at this bar? And there's this guy they keep cutting to him. He's kind of drunk or whatever, and he's like, he says funny lines back and forth, but the best line is when they rip off Pagliacci's, like, the actor's like mask, and it's the Joker underneath, and he's like, oh, it's my mother-in-law. That was great. And they keep referring to this kid named Harold. So there's this newscaster who's bringing us the development news of Joker and his schemes. And Joker has his own utility belt. That's part of the schemes, which is I'll save till the end. And there's a great part where the guy's like talking. He's like, my little son Harold, only 8 years old, and he says, God bless mommy and daddy, and God bless my dog, and God, please, and Batman, please save us, and so this is like, okay. And then Batman and Robin's like, oh, we're just human, and can we stand up to these standards and stuff? And he's like, well, Robin, tell that to little Harold. It's like, well, yeah, I'll tell him. It's like, we're human. We're doing the best we can. Like, the cops don't do anything, Harold. So you're lucky we're here. And of course, when Batman saves the day, the announcer again comes back, and he says, so I said to my son, to Harold, yes, there is a Batman and Robin, the boy wonder. It's like, okay, thanks. And the last holy of the episode was, well, he actually says golly G minor. So he actually says golly G minor. So that's sort of a thing. All right. So that's some of the funny banter that happens. The action, there's a fight in this one. The music is very light. So again, these are the earlier episodes. And during the music, there's not like, anytime there's these fights, there's always like some jazzy music to go along with it. This one didn't really have anything. It was very light. And it was in the museum. It was okay. So that the fights definitely get a lot better as it goes along. They get more elaborate and using more like not equipment, but like more like side props and stuff like that. There's a part where a sword off a wall falls and hits Batman on the head. And then Robin is immediately captured. This is one of the kind of ongoing themes here. where the two of them can fight like mad and Robin can fight like mad, but the second Batman is taken out, Robin usually just falls immediately. It's almost like they're somehow just connected. If one of them gets injured, the other one's out. It doesn't always happen with Robin getting taken out in Batman, but a lot of times if Batman is somehow taken out to the fight out in a fight, Robin usually cannot sustain that fight going longer, where you feel like, well, I bet you he really could continue on if he was, Robin. So that's just one of the things that's intentional, obviously. The big fight in episode 2, they're fighting in the headquarters. There's a guy with like using an axe and stuff like that. And there's like streamers everywhere and stuff. So it's pretty good. The fights they get better. There's not a lot to talk about here in the fighting aspect of this episode, but still pretty good action. So that's that. Let's talk about some of the technology here. Of course, there's the utility belt, which has many items, gas pellets and things like that. Joker ends up getting his own utility belt in this one with a little Joker face on it, which I thought was really cool. It ultimately is his undoing because he replicates his belt so well that he actually replicated the stuff in his belt. So Batman is later able to determine that, hey, I saw this corkscrew in his utility belt. He must be using that for something. So when the champagne arrives to christen the SS Gotham, he realizes that that's that. And I'm talking through these these episodes. I'm assuming, I apologize. I'm assuming that most people have seen this. That's why I'm not doing my space review. It's a 10 out of 10 there. There's my review. I want to talk about some of the fun things that I'm noticing. So I'm always going to be looking at my notes here because I've made a lot of notes on these episodes to tell you some of the fun parts of it. And I found that every episode has some crazy fun banter. Obviously, every episode has action. There's always weird technology, and the schemes are always super crazy and elaborate. So that's why and it fits with Bats. That's how I kind of came up with that. But so there's some of the tech there. There's the trick confetti, which is always a Joker thing. We do see the bat cuffs again. I'm not sure if I mentioned that before. We do have the Joker's patented buzzer. This is the shaking hands and buzzing the guy. That's a super patented Joker product. Even, of course, Jack Nicholson used it, though I don't think anyone else has used the buzzer. Has anyone else used the buzzer? That's one of the issues with my later interpretations of Batman and the villains. They seem to strip away some of the things that are part of the character of the villains. Like Jack Nicholson was kind of the last great Joker for me, where he was Joker. He had the big colorful outfit and he was insane. He buzzes that guy, and now the buzzer, shocks him to death and fries the guy. So it's a lot more scary. And he still murders people. He kills them with that gas and stuff. So he's still psychotic and he's killing all of these people, but it still maintains the parts of the Joker that I think this is what is the Joker, right? So that makes it important. That's pretty much for the tech. So for the schemes here, Joker, as I said, escapes from the baseball diamond, which is great. He goes to the museum and there's busts of different characters. So I like that the henchmen always have a theme as well. In this one, they're old comedians. So it's like Laurel and Hardy and W.C. Fields and that kind of thing. And he calls them out and they come out of the busts or whatever like that. That's kind of neat. He's in the beginning, he's trying to get the jewels. There's like certain jewels that he wants that kind of gets foiled. Now, his sidekick is Queenie, so she's a bad guy this time around. Last time we didn't see Dawn Robbins, the girl. There's always a girl as part of these schemes. The girl here is the one who's going to hand the bottle of champagne to christen the SS Gotham, and which contains the corkscrew, which spits the gas out. I do like. The cliffhanger here was sort of the unmasking of Batman. It wasn't a death trap, really. We know that later they get more elaborate death traps as it goes. This was just a sort of, we've got them captured, we're going to just unmask them, and that's pretty much it. Obviously, that doesn't work. I do like there's the where Joker takes over the TV station and has the Q&A. A lot of the Batman Tim Burton films borrowed many schemes from the Adam West show, taking over the TV station, that kind of thing. Even doing the artwork. There's going to be an episode later where Joker goes into art or whatever, or creates art. So I like him coming on TV and having a little, like, giving the scheme away by like having an interview. That was a lot of fun. That pretty much does it. He wants the ship. That's sort of his main objective in the second part. And it's all a lot of fun. I mean, this show is great. Obviously, you're taking it as camp and that's what it is. But this is a lot of fun. Joker, this is for me the best Joker. You're going to see throughout these videos where I'm going to talk about the villains, and it's pretty much just going to be, this is my favorite version of the villain because I feel like it is the comic coming to life, especially from that time. In some cases, it's exactly the comic from that time being brought to life, which is kind of cool as well, like we saw with that Penguin one last time. I'm not sure if this one, I haven't come across this one. I'm sure there's, if you check Wikipedia or something, you can see, what this one was based off of. This isn't an infomercial here for Batman. This is just my own personal observations and my love of the show. So I'm not trying to make this as a panel or something like I'm going to teach you stuff. I'm just talking about some of the fun things about Batman. So there you go. That's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. Check out the Batman Blue and Gray playlist. I've actually got some cartoon and stuff up there. I didn't realize that the cartoons were going to be so popular. I might do more of those. I'd like to maybe get back to some Brave and the Bold as well, the cartoon, which is my favorite Batman animated series of all time. I like it better than the animated series. Oh, no. But anyways, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Until next time.
Hey, friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.